Let's explore these mysteries together in today's video. Saving the cave. Tens of thousands of years ago, when glaciers still covered much of Europe, the land that is now southern France once stretched all the way to the sea, rising hundreds of meters above today's waterline. In that distant era, a natural cave took shape, its entrance perched on a coastal cliff more than 300 feet above the water. This cave is now known as Koska, a place that today lies submerged beneath the Mediterranean Sea, the victim of rise in sea levels that followed the end of the last ice age. Around 33,000 years ago, ancient humans set foot in Kosta, turning the cave into a destination devoted entirely to art. Here, they left behind a legacy of wall paintings, images that are among the oldest and most unique archaeological treasures in existence. Unlike many other caves where evidence of long-term habitation has been found, Kosta seems to have served as a kind of primitive studio. There are no traces of everyday life here, only works of art carved and painted directly onto the stone. Over thousands of years, global climate changes caused sea levels to rise by nearly 140 meters, drowning most of the coast's cave system beneath the waves. Today, the only way in lies more than 36 meters below the surface, turning access into a formidable challenge. The ancient artists once entered freely on dry land, but modern researchers need specialized diving equipment, facing real risk just to reach the surviving paintings. The discovery of Koska was anything but smooth. Between 1985 and 1991, several groups of amateur divers risked everything to explore the cave before its existence was officially announced. In just 6 years, 3 divers lost their lives after becoming lost in the underwater labyrinth and running out of air. These tragedies forced Henry Koska, the cave's discoverer, to report the find to the authorities so that the site could be protected and properly studied. From the very beginning, Kosta stirred controversy among French archaeologists. Some of the country's most respected scholars questioned the authenticity of the artwork, especially since most of the cave had disappeared beneath the sea. However, careful scientific studies have confirmed that 229 images still survive on the upper cave walls, preserved in high chambers that the water hasn't reached. These works depict 13 species of large animals that once roamed the Mediterranean during the Ice Age, from horses and wild cattle to fish and seabirds. Researchers have also recorded 69 handprints created with mineral pigment, some clearly belonging to children, along with numerous geometric signs and stylized human figures, all drawn in a style that marks the earliest European art. Koska's true significance goes far beyond the number and diversity of its images. This is the only known cave in the world that has preserved ancient art beneath sea level. Yet the survival of these masterpieces now faces a new threat from modern climate change. In recent years, rising seas have advanced further into the cave, slowly eroding what remains of the artwork. Shifting temperatures and humidity, along with the dissolving of salt and minerals in the seawater, have only accelerated the site's deterioration. To counter this threat, French scientists and heritage experts have moved quickly to introduce protective measures. One of the most notable efforts has been the construction of a life-sized replica of Koska in Marseille. This allows the public to view hundreds of original artworks, from ancient handprints to depictions of animals and abstract symbols, without putting the endangered site itself at further risk of vanishing forever beneath Mediterranean. Koska stands as a vivid testament to the effects of climate change throughout human history and poses important questions about the future of heritage preservation. The story of Kosta is not only a record of our ancestors' creativity, but also a reminder of the urgent need to safeguard humanity's shared memory against the challenges of a new age, the art of letter locking. When correspondence was still a privilege reserved for the nobility, scholars, and those who held key roles in European courts, the art of letter locking emerged as a method of security every bit as sophisticated as any modern encryption system. Far more than simply folding a sheet of paper, letter locking was a practiced art. It relied on a series of folds, cuts, creases, the threading of string, or the application of wax seals, all with the singular purpose of keeping the contents safe from prying eyes. Ancient documents show that this technique was widely used across Europe from the 13th to the 18th century, spanning all social classes and appearing in everything from political dispatches and court orders to secret wartime messages and private love letters. Envelopes were not used. Instead, the letter itself was folded into multiple layers, its edges tucked and interlocked, sometimes secured with a thread or stamped with a personal wax seal at a critical juncture, creating a self-locking mechanism. One wrong move when opening the letter would leave a clear, irreversible trace, instantly revealing if anyone had tampered with or secretly read its contents. Scientifically, letter locking represented a perfect union between applied mechanics and the social psychology of the medieval world. The mechanics ensured that every letter could only be opened in one specific way, while the psychological aspect lay in the knowledge that anyone who broke the seal or disturbed the structure would be discovered, facing consequences to their reputation or even the law. Some forms of letter locking incorporated double encryption, requiring the recipient to know how to decode the folds or untie hidden knots to access the message without destroying its seal. The discovery of hundreds of ancient letters in European national archives has clarified the crucial role of letter locking as a protective layer of information in an age before modern cryptography. Each letter stands as proof of intellectual ingenuity, creativity, and a constant anxiety over the safety of private information. This technique not only reflects the mindset of security in the Middle Ages, but also illustrates how the need for secret communication has always driven the evolution of information technology from the locked letter to today's complex codes. The mystery of the unfinished obelisk in Aswan, Egypt. In the ancient quarries of Aswan in southern Egypt, the unfinished obelisk remains where it was left, an unsolved mystery for more than 3,500 years. This is the largest monolithic stone ever attempted by human hands. Estimated at 42 meters in length and weighing more than 1,160 tons, far surpassing any obelisk ever erected in Egypt's history. The project is believed to have been ordered by Queen Hatshepsut, but large cracks appeared during its creation, making it impossible to detach the stone from the bedrock. The artisans had no choice but to abandon the effort. The unfinished obelisk lies silent in the quarry, leaving behind one of the greatest enigmas of ancient construction. How could a stone of such colossal weight ever have been moved when it so far exceeds the capabilities of any known ancient transport system? Theories have ranged from sheer manpower and wooden rollers to sledges, pulley systems, or even water used to create a sliding surface. Yet every theory encounters enormous obstacles when confronted with the true size of the stone. The challenge was not only to detach and move the obelisk, but to raise it upright in the center of an ancient city, an engineering feat that remains daunting even with modern machinery. The evidence of the unfinished work remains etched on the stone. Chisel marks, deep cracks, and even ancient stone tools left behind by the workers. Intriguingly, this obelisk was carved during the same period when the Tully Papyrus recorded a strange phenomenon. Fiery discs appeared repeatedly in the Egyptian sky, astonishing both the royal court and the people under Thutmose III. Both the obelisk and the mysterious sightings date to the very zenith of Egypt's power and technology, sparking new theories about the level of knowledge, organizational skill, and perhaps even outside influences present at the time. Could the construction of such monumental works have relied on technical means unknown to us today? The overlap between ancient engineering feats and inexplicable phenomena like the fiery discs continues to provoke debate, raising the possibility that the Egyptians had access to secrets we have yet to discover, or at the very least that their world remains full of mysteries still unsolved. The Roman cult. Beneath the soil of a parking lot in the town of Spello, central Italy, archaeologists uncovered the remains of a 4th century temple, shedding new light on the shifting religious landscape of late Roman Empire. This sanctuary was not built for the traditional gods such as Jupiter or Minerva, but rather dedicated to the cult of the emperor's ancestors, a unique form of worship tied directly to the absolute power of the Roman imperial family. According to historical records in the 4th century, Emperor Constantine issued a decree allowing the citizens of Spello to celebrate festivals honoring the imperial family locally rather than traveling to the major cities where royal temples stood. In return, the people were required to build a dedicated temple for the veneration of the emperor's ancestors. This discovery provides direct evidence that local communities were actively integrated into the imperial cult system, helping reinforce the legitimacy and power of Constantine's dynasty during a time of sweeping social change in Roman society. What makes this site especially noteworthy is the period in which it was built, a time of transition between two great systems of faith. Even as Constantine embraced Christianity as the official religion of the empire, many traditional pagan practices continued side by side with Christian rituals. The temple at Spello is a clear testament to this transitional period when the legacies of old beliefs still held a vital role in community life. Although only 3 walls of the sanctuary remain, they indicate a once large complex built for ceremonies honoring the emperor and his forebears. The discovery of this ancient place of worship beneath a modern parking lot powerfully underscores the intersection of past and present and highlights the importance of archaeology in illuminating pivotal moments in the story of Western civilization. The continued existence of an imperial cult temple alongside the earliest Christian churches reveals the complex process of religious change in ancient Rome, a place where old and new traditions merge, creating the distinct character of a society in flux. In this way, the site at Spello is more than just an archaeological relic. It stands as living proof of the way faith and power shaped the fabric of late Roman society, cities and ancient architecture of Greece, Rome, the Maya, Egypt, and Scotland. In the waters around the island of Ponza, Italy, underwater archaeology has revealed the remains of a sprawling complex that once served as a retreat for the Roman elite. Lavish villas stood right at the water's edge, while the ruins of fish farms still linger in the sea caves, walls, tanks, and wave barriers, bearing witness to Roman ingenuity. Archaeological layers show that the Romans not only designed these villas for religious and aesthetic pleasure, but also systematically exploited the marine environment to supply their daily food and